It's 4 p.m., and at Border Patrol headquarters, a group of agents prepares for combat.
All right, guys, get this party started.
Their adversaries are drug smugglers, gun runners, and illegal border crossers.
Y'all be careful out there.
And their battlefield is more than 1,000 square miles of unforgiving desert. 10 minutes into his shift, Agent Eddie Berlanga receives a call from an agent already in the field.
Hey, yes, sir. What's the 20 on that loaded vehicle?
Just south of the bridge.
A pickup truck was spotted collecting 11 suspected illegal immigrants walking across the border.
One of our scope operators were the ones that were able to see him hiding in the brush. And he also saw the vehicle pull up and the individuals got into the vehicle.
But when the agent approached, the pickup truck took off. Now, a high-speed desert chase is underway.
See if we can make it to that area and see if we can intercept.
Leading the chase a few miles away is Supervisory Border Patrol Agent William Ortiz.
Well, the last place I had him, yeah, I got a dust cloud up ahead of me. I'm almost approaching. Appears to be moving pretty quick.
The open bed of the pickup is loaded with people, some of them children, and could flip over on the uneven dirt road. Ortiz tries to push the truck towards a paved road ahead, where Agent Berlanga can head them off.
All right, 10-4, I copy. Can you just give me a description on that vehicle, please?
It's a white pickup truck, extended cab, westbound.
But before the agents rendezvous, the suspected human smugglers ditch their truck full of people and head into the desert on foot.
Hey, the driver and the passenger, they're running east, paralleling the road. Danny 1, Danny 24.
Ortiz and Berlanga arrive to find a disturbing scene.
How many we have here? One. We have a total of 11, including 2 small children. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is just cargo, human cargo. And all they want to do is make a quick buck. And they don't care who they hurt, they don't care who they put in danger.
Berlanga pursues the 2 men as other agents arrive to help.
Just straight north. Spread out, all right? Spread out and push it north.
Mande.
While Ortiz tries to find out who helped bring these people across the border.
¿Ustedes hicieron arreglo con el coyote para venir para acá? No, no hicieron. ¿Seguro? Now, they're saying that they didn't make any arrangements, but this is pretty organized. I mean, why would they go to a specific spot and wait for a specific vehicle, to get into? Of course, they're not going to say, because they've been told on the other side, if you say something, we're going to hurt you, we're going to hurt your family. So that's why they're not saying anything. La razón de ustedes principal para venir aquí a los Estados Unidos, para trabajar. Ellas son sus niñas. Sí. Usted había estado antes aquí, ¿verdad? Sí. ¿Y ahorita por qué se regresaron para México?
Suddenly, while questioning the group, agents spot the men moving through the brush.
They're in the river right now, copy.
Ortiz immediately radios Berlanga with their location.
One guy has a gray shirt, the other one is black. See if you can cut him off.
Berlanga must act fast. The border is only a few miles away. If agents don't catch them before they reach it, their jurisdiction ends, and the smugglers go free.
Traditionally, sex trafficking tends to happen on the front lines of the red light district in Tijuana. But in the past decade, the use of the internet has made children in Mexico more susceptible to exploitation.
Bueno, pues es que yo había conocido una persona por Facebook y esa persona me trató muy bien, me hablaba muy bonito y pues llegó el momento en el cual se podría decir, según me enamoré de él.
It's definitely more frequently now than they use internet, they use the more popular social media to engage vulnerable people. In that way, they don't identify where that predator is.
Alma Tucker works with local officials on both sides of the border to rescue children who have become victims of sexual abuse, pornography, sex trafficking, and human trafficking.
Quiso ver así hacer más cosas, como con más personas, y al final lo logró. Hicimos, 2 veces, tríos, y después así me empezó a meter en todo eso. Después dijo, me dio a entender que de que quería dinero y así, y el caso es que me prostituyó, él consiguió las personas y ellos iban a mi casa.
La Casa del Jardín, or the Garden House, was the first shelter in Tijuana to provide services for survivors like Alice.
We model it as truly a home and family for these kids. I like to say that I'm proud to be like their older brother, and my parents are like their parents. A lot of them unfortunately were in cases where their parents were the ones that sold them into slavery.
El abuso hacia mí empezó cuando tenía como 4 años. Mi papá es una persona alcohólica, entonces él también empezó de alguna manera a abusar de mí. Pues supuse que era algo normal, y aparte pues venía una persona que amaba mucho, que era mi papá. O sea, no pensé que él me quisiera hacer algún daño, pensé que era mi culpa, que yo había...
Child sex tourism remains a problem and continues to affect survivors like Lucy, who found it hard to escape.
Sex trafficking is San Diego's second largest underground economy. The San Isidro port of entry is one way that exploiters traffic victims across borders.
No esperen al momento en cuando ya se sientan ahogados, donde ya no piensan que pueden morir.
It is that drowning feeling that the Garden House is trying to replace with a family.
It's truly a place for these kids to identify as a home for them, to identify a family for them, which is really important, and to be surrounded by people who love them, who care about them, and every single day we're working to empower them and give them as many opportunities as we possibly can.
It is days like these that build trust for the survivors.
Basically, today I brought a group of friends down like I do on a lot of Saturdays, and just to spend time with them. The fact that these people have taken the time out of their day to come spend it with them and just play with them and be here with them is always what means the most to them.
Volunteers like Marshall Gillen give a sense of hope to the children at the Garden House. But it is also days like these that impact everyone.
I came there that day with one of the worst business days of my life, and only a few hours later I was pushing a kid on a swing. And as these little boys were just squealing with joy, I just took a minute and I thought back to 10-year-old me, and I was like, I would have given anything for a male figure just to show up and just push me on the swing. And it was in that moment, the sun was on my face, the wind was blowing across, and I just thought, wow, how dare me? How dare I worry about a cease and desist order when I have the ability to come down here and trade time and energy like I had always wanted and needed as a kid?
Sometimes they question how they care for me when my own family didn't care for me.
Me di cuenta, y con psicología me di cuenta que la verdad fui una víctima, que lo que me pasó no era de acuerdo a mi edad, que...
Ahora ya no es difícil vivir, vivo confiada, sé que hay gente que me quiere mucho, que me ama, que tengo una gran familia, que en su momento solo pensé que tenía a una persona. Pero Dios me ha regalado una gran familia.
Two buses down there loading up. And here comes the third one. This is the biggest day so far. All in the largest human smuggling operation in world history. Brought to you by Joe Biden and the Democrats. That's it, all day. The trucks bring them in from the river, riverboats bring them down. Well, it starts way before this, goes Brazil to Colombia. They bring them across on boats. Boats bring them to the jungle, the Darien Gap. They go through the Darien Gap. If they live through that, they take boats down. The trucks pick them up, take them to here. And now within 24 hours, from starting at the end of the Darien Gap, they're into Costa Rica. These buses take them to Costa Rica, and they're on their way. All brought to you by Joe Biden and the Democrats. Here we go, heading out. Coming to a city near you.
¿Usted con quién viene, caballero?
Solo.
¿Usted solo con ¿Y la mamá?
La mamá me abandonó.
¿La mamá qué?
Me abandonó.
Christy, come here. So, remember I told you guys that they're going to say that?
Yep.
¿Qué le pasó a la mamá?
Me abandonó, los dejamos, pues, separamos.
¿Te abandonó?
Sí, soy
¿Y
padre
te dejó a los
soltero.
dos niños?
Sí.
Ok. ¿Y cuántos años tienen los niños?
Él tiene 4 y ella 3.
4 and 3 years old. And he says that his wife abandoned him and she left him the 2 kids. It's breakup season in down there, South of America, yo. There's a lot of heartbreaks going on.
Oh, man. You know what's really sad though is most of these children look like this isn't just a natural sleep. They are out.
Look, they're sedated. They are sedated. Look at him.
Look at him. This is not
Look
normal.
at, he's just like completely lunched over.
When the last time they ate was.
¿Cuándo fue la última vez que comieron los niños?
So this is what we're telling you. A lot of times, these children don't belong to some of these people. This is human trafficking. This is
They're not even reacting, huh?
at its finest.
You see how they don't react? Their pupils don't even react to the bright light in their face?
No, these kids are drugged.
¿Qué le dieron a los niños?
Here's this. Look at this little sweetheart right here.
Guys, this is really a reality. This is actually the United States right now. This isn't a third world country. This is the United States, and unfortunately, our law enforcement agencies are out here assisting and abetting in the child trafficking trade, guys. Absolutely. There's like no way that you can call me a conspiracy theorist. There's no way that you can say that we're making shit up. We're out here, guys, living this day after day. Y'all think we do this because we enjoy it? We literally go home with stuff in our head, and seeing this should be upsetting to everybody, whether you're on the left or on the right.
I'm gonna start getting some food ready. I'll cook up some hamburgers and we'll get some water going, but we'll start the process if we can get each individual's name, their sponsor's number, where their sponsor's at, their age. Let's talk about, the process a little bit, whatever information we can get, their parents, how they come across, how they are, who looks out for them once they get here, the fear, anything they need, just whatever you see fit and wherever God kind of leads you in that. But I'm going to go in, and then Zach's recording all this. That way we get all the information of their sponsors' numbers, because we all know a lot of times that these sponsors they're already bought off. These guys they're not going to places that they think are in their best interest. A lot of times these guys don't even know they're trafficked until they get to where they're going. So we don't need to tell them all that and put that fear in them, but we just need to instill in them that we're here to help, and not just through this process, but we've got digital soldiers, and we got people researching on these phone numbers and these houses that these guys are going to, guys, because we have follow-up crews that go and make sure that these guys are okay and do the best that we can with the resources that we have right now. So I'm going to turn this over to Rhonda and the kids, and just thank all you guys that are in the live stream for being here. And if you guys can share this and get it out, our intent here is to show this in its entirety from the beginning process to the end, to show you guys it's not all the orgasms and rainbows and butterflies that we're led to believe by the mainstream media, to show this in its entirety and what really happens in the reality of this situation in this human trafficking, and to encourage you guys and to show you how effective your energy can be when we decide to participate in something. And it doesn't take a lot. It takes a little bit of love and uncompassion and selfless service, and we create ripples that change lives for generations to come. So with that being said, I'm going to go get some food ready and turn this over to Rhonda and these beautiful kids, and Zach's going to live stream for you guys. So, mi taco ya.
On the other side of the river here, this ranch includes 5 miles along the U.S.-Mexico border. The Hobbs told me in the last few months they've seen migrant traffic pick up, including a group of 50 that crossed just a few weeks ago. But they said what they found over the weekend was the worst thing they'd ever seen.
No one with these children dumped out on the side of the river here on our farm.
With frustration in her voice.
If this doesn't make you mad and want you to take to the streets, I don't know what will.
Katie Hobbs recorded the situation unfolding right in front of her.
And then we found them laying over here. They were crying. They were scared. They didn't know where their parents were.
Sunday morning, Hobbs said her husband discovered 5 migrant children.
My husband called me on Mother's Day morning about 8:30 and sent me a picture of 5 little girls laying in the dirt on a dirty blanket down here on the river.
Alone and abandoned on their farm.
He thought one of them was dead.
Border Patrol officials said the 5 girls were from Honduras and Guatemala. The oldest child was 7 years old. The youngest, just 11 months.
Babies. These are babies.
Hobbs said her husband finished his evening rounds at 6 the night before and didn't find them until early the next morning.
They were here all night alone. Jimmy said they were weeping and crying when he found them. And they stopped crying when they realized they were going to get some help.
The other 2 people you see in the video are farm employees trying to communicate with the girls in Spanish.
They couldn't say anything about their parents or where they were.
Hobbs said in the decades they've lived on the ranch, they've had occasional crossings, but nothing like they've seen in the last few months. And she said she fears it will only get worse.
Our summers are about to get brutally, brutally hot, and it is going to be a killing field if something is not done.
Look at this.
In Maverick County with the KENS 5 border team, I'm Vanessa Croy.
Border Patrol agents transported the children to the holding facility in Uvalde until they're transferred into the custody of Health and Human Services. Officials said the girls were all in good health and did not need medical treatment.
Crisis at the border, and that heartbreaking video of a migrant boy picked up by Border Patrol in Texas, see him right there, after being abandoned to fend for himself. Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman has the latest. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, George. We don't yet know that little boy's name, but we are learning a lot more about his story. He's from Nicaragua and apparently crossed into the U.S. with a group of migrants, but when he woke up near that barren field that morning, they were gone and he was alone. This morning, this lost 10-year-old boy's terror putting a face to the more than 19,000 migrant children and teens now in federal custody. You can see his fear, asking the Border Patrol agent, "Can you help me?" and hear the hurt in his voice. They left me behind. The Nicaraguan boy sobs to the agent who found him wandering near a barren field near the U.S.-Mexico border in Texas. Through the tears, the boy says he wasn't with his mom or dad. He repeats, "I came with a migrant group and they left me behind."
¿Vienes con tu mamá o tu papá?
Nadie. Yo venía en un grupo que venía de entrega con usted y al final me dejaron botado y venía aquí a pedir auxilio.
The boy telling the agent he was scared of getting robbed or kidnapped.
Tal vez me pueden robar, secuestrar o algo.
Te pueden robar.
The Border Patrol telling us the boy was taken to this child detention center in Donna, Texas, which has recently been so overcrowded, children were forced to take turns sleeping on the floor. From the air, we saw the massive expansion of that facility to accommodate the many thousands of additional migrant children and teens expected to cross into the U.S. this year. And increasingly among those minors are tender-aged children brought over by smugglers like these 2, a 3- and 5-year-old, dropped over the wall near El Paso last week. Thankfully, they were okay. Now, I'm told that that boy is in the process of being transferred to a shelter for migrant children ahead of being united with family members here in the U.S. Now, across the Southwest, there are so many migrant children in federal custody that facilities like this, the Long Beach Convention Center, are now being converted into temporary shelters. Michael.
Definitely overwhelming, man. Thank you so much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.
Learning more tonight about 2 kids found abandoned at the border by local Border Patrol agents in Cacumba. It happened Monday afternoon. The children, ages 5 and 6, were hoisted over large boulders by 2 adults who left them there. News 8's Shannon Handy has more on this case and the alarming trend we're seeing nationwide. Shannon?
Marcella, nationwide, a record number of unaccompanied children have entered the United States. More than 1,000 of them, all girls, are being housed here at the convention center. A local Border Patrol official tells me in the San Diego sector alone since last year, they've seen a 64% increase in these types of cases.
Seeing children like this abandoned along the border is very alarming and concerning.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection shared these pictures with News 8 showing agents caring for a 6-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl who were found southeast of San Diego in Jacumba near the Mexico border.
Reports where they were crying, noticeably upset, obviously being left there, but seemed to be in good health, and they were taken back to the station and medically evaluated.
Border Patrol spokesperson Jeff Stevenson says the children were found where the border wall ends at the side of a mountain. Prior to Monday's rescue, agents saw a man and a woman hoist the siblings over boulders before taking off.
They had the mother's name and phone number written on their forearm, both of them did, and they also had a handwritten note with essentially the same information on it.
Scenes like this are playing out all over the country.
¿Vienes con tu mamá o tu papá?
Nadie. Yo venía en un grupo que venía de entrega con...
On Wednesday, video surfaced of a young boy crying in a Texas desert, telling agents he was abandoned by a group of migrants he had been traveling with.
¿Tienes miedo? Okay.
U.S. agents apprehended more than 18,800 unaccompanied minors in March, nearly double the amount detained in February. In many cases, parents are working with smugglers to get their children across because the Biden administration isn't turning kids back. Agent Stevenson says taking that risk is not only illegal, but dangerous.
They do not have your best interests in mind. They're only looking to make money and profit off of people's desperation.
Lawmakers are working on solutions. In the meantime, these self-separating migrants are being housed in shelters like the San Diego Convention Center until they're connected with family or a sponsor who can care for them until an asylum hearing.
No word yet on if those 2 children found in Jacumba have been reunited with their mother. That decision will be up to the Department of Health and Human Services.
Hello. What is your name?
Evan.
What is your, can you please say your whole name for the record?
I don't know what it is.
Okay. Is either of your parents U.S. citizens?
Yeah.
Is your mom a U.S. citizen?
Yeah.
And what about your dad?
Yeah.
What is your mom's name?
Mommy.
And what is your dad's name?
Daddy.
Okay. And what relief will you be applying today from removal?
God.
God?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Do you have an application to file with the court?
Yeah.
Can I have it?
Yeah.
Where is it? Okay. And would you like to designate a country of removal should that become necessary?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a sword.
You can't have weapons in the court. Could I have that weapon?
Yeah. No.
No? Okay, so what country would you like to designate for removal? Do you know?
Yeah.
What country are you from? What country are you from, sir? Do you know?
Yeah.
Okay, what country is it? Do you know?
Yeah.
Can you tell me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Immigration Judge William Snoffer, sitting in the Immigration Court in Portland, Oregon. These are removal proceedings in the matter of Lisa Gonzalez. The respondent is present in court, but without an attorney. For the government this morning, Mr. Shore is appearing on behalf of the Office of Chief Counsel. Also present here in court is the Spanish translator. Now, to the respondent, do you speak and understand Spanish?
Sí.
Do you want this hearing conducted in Spanish?
Sí.
Government charges that you're a native and citizen of El Salvador and that you are present in the United States without legal permission or parole. Have you talked to an immigration attorney?
No sé.
Do you have an attorney? Are you a little nervous this morning? See? Do you understand what these proceedings here in court are all about? You know what a lawyer is? No? Do you have a lawyer? No? Sophia, good morning. Are you a little nervous this morning? See? You know what a lawyer is?
No.
No? Do you have a lawyer?
Take one. What is your name?
My name is Amelia Yakub. That's my last name. This is my name.
And
my real name, Amelia.
Have you ever used any other names?
I just have Karina and I have Maria Kobe.
And who's Karina?
Karina is my mom.
Okay, and who's Mario?
Mario is my small brother.
And who's Kobe?
Kobe is my big brother.
Okay. Has anyone ever called you Menita?
Yes, my brother Kobe calls me that.
Kobe calls you that. Okay. Where were you born?
I were in I'm sorry, Asia.
In Asia?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And where was your mom born?
My mom is born in Asia too. Everyone was in Asia.
Everyone's born in Asia?
Yeah.
Okay. When did you come to the United States?
When I come there, I
But when did you come to the United States?
When I come to the United States,
Mm-hmm.
I just follow my instructions.
Follow your instructions. Okay. Are you gonna vote for Hillary or for Donald Trump?
Donald Trump.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But no, I'm in the other one, Mario's and Donald Trump.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Your brother.
A traitor. Yes, a traitor.
Okay, come here. Come here for the interview. Your brother's gonna vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, but my brother Mario is just in the stairs.
Okay. Why did you come to the United States?
Because my mom always dropped me off, and she always FaceTimed me, and she said, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me.
Okay, and one final question. Have you ever worked in the United States?
How I work to United States?
Have you ever worked?
I'm spinning around, and then I was just putting my I was just smelling, and then I was just hiding. I just covered my eyes.
Okay. Anything else you want to say to the judge?
To the judge, oh no, some are free, oh no.
These are removal proceedings. Can you please tell me your age? How old are you? 3. Okay, sir, I'm going to have you step back from the camera a little bit. I can't see you in this video hearing today, okay? So can you please sit up in your chair? Okay, thank you. Can you please tell me where you were born? Okay, the recording can't, we're doing an audio recording. I'm going to need you to say where you were born. Okay, and let's see, do you designate a country for removal? Where would you like to go? To Casa Bonita.
Yeah,
Where the show is. Is that where you would like to be deported to?
Yeah, because there's no good food.
There's no good food. That's true, but you would like to go there? Yeah. To Casa Bonita?
Yeah, to watch the cliff stars die.
Okay, okay. And what kind of relief would you like to seek? Poopy. Okay, well, I'm sorry, I'm not sure I can grant that relief, so I think we're going to have to deport you to Casa Bonita. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Did you understand these proceedings today? Okay. Do you understand your rights and responsibilities? Okay, great. Thank you, sir.
Fence, that's where this thing is.
This is a prison cell. Only kids are being held down here.
And they brought me into the camp and showed me the underground bunker. It was basically a giant plastic container with a hole only small enough for a child to crawl in and out of. And it was angled in such a way, and it was buried underground, that a small child that was in there could not have gotten out on their own.
They're having them slide up.
There's a child's vanity and a hospital toilet. That looks like a child's car seat. Strollers and children's toys and clothing and food packets and stuff like that. So clearly children had been kept here. All right, so with these straps. But one thing that was really disturbing was there were arm restraints, wrist restraints on 2 trees angled like this to where friends of mine that are investigators that do a lot of stuff on the border say, Craig, that's a rape tree. That looks exactly like wrist restraints for a rape tree. It doesn't look like anything else. This is clearly a disturbing and wrongful thing going on. It's inhumane. It's shocking and upsetting to any decent adult. Just on the left side of this fence, that's where this thing is.
This is a prison cell. Only kids are being held down here.
And they brought me into the camp and showed me the underground bunker. It was basically a giant plastic container with a hole only small enough for a child to crawl in and out of. And it was angled in such a way, and it was buried underground, that a small child that was in there could not have gotten out on their own.
They're having them slide up.
There's a child's vanity and a hospital toilet. That looks like a child's car seat, strollers and children's toys and clothing and food packets and stuff like that. So clearly children had been kept here. All right, so with these straps. But one thing that was really disturbing was there were arm restraints, wrist restraints on two trees angled like this to where friends of mine that are investigators that do a lot of stuff on the border say, Craig, that's a rape tree. That looks exactly like wrist restraints for a rape tree. It doesn't look like anything else. This is clearly a disturbing and wrongful thing going on. It's inhumane. It's shocking and upsetting to any decent adult.